What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Kelvin from Situations the Podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Deanna. What's up, y'all?
Deanna, what's going on? How you doing today?
I'm pretty good in yourself.
Good, good, good. I know last week episodes we got a lot of traction. We had a lot of feedback via
hmm
YouTube, and we had some comments that was in favor and some that wasn't in favor. But for those comments that was not in favor, I'm not understanding why they wasn't in favor because we only speak the truth. Okay. So
Right.
today's show, I mean, we're not gonna be able to please everybody, and that's understandable.
Right.
But that's why this is a grown folks show. So you have to be able to understand where we're coming from, and our opinions is just that, our opinions. Everybody have their own opinion, but our opinion is our opinion. So I mean, we don't have to be chastised because of the way we feel about certain things, right?
Right.
So so today's show, excuse me, today's show we're gonna like I say once again it's grown folks topics, grown folks conversations. Um, so with that being said, what we got on the agenda for today?
Okay. So the first topic I had is it okay to be friends with your kids?
Is it okay to be
You know, with the
friends with your
parenting.
kids? Well,
Yes.
um, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no because I think what happens is when you become friends with your kids, they tend to I think that tends the way to take away a lot of the parenting skills. Your parenting, because now your
Right.
kids don't look at you as a parent. They're looking at you as their friend, and I don't think that's a good look. That's just my
Right.
personal opinion. What's your take on it?
I agree too. I agree as well, and I feel like it eliminates the boundaries that you have set.
Right.
They feel like because you did something with them or y'all went somewhere and hung out or whatever, now when you tell them something, they don't want to obey the boundaries.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with hanging out with your kids and doing things with your kids, but
Right.
when you're hanging out with your kids and you're smoking weed with your kids or you're drinking with your kids,
Exactly.
that's a big difference. So
Right.
so that's a big no for me. I don't care.
Right.
Right. With me, I don't care how old you get, how old you are. I'm still your parent. I'm still your father.
Right.
So you're gonna have to respect that. And if they don't respect that,
Absolutely.
you know, I'm a like my
Right.
son. For example, like my son, you know, he's 18 now, and he's a big boy. So
hmm
I tell him I'm gonna punch him in his throat. He know better.
Not in the throat.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch him dead
Okay,
off
you
in.
gonna punch him in the throat?
I'm punch him dead off in his throat. So, it's like,
Yeah.
no, we not gonna play that type of game. That's something that we definitely not
hmm
gonna do. You know, I got
Yeah.
something I want to bring to the forefront as well. Hold on one second. Let me get something here.
Okay.
Now we like I said, you do know this grown folks topics and grown folks conversations, right?
Yes. Mhm.
I got a question for you. Let me clear my throat for this one. Because when I
Me
heard
too.
when I right when I heard this one, this kind of took me back a little bit. Now, you being a woman, right?
hmm Yes.
And let's say, for instance, you've dated 50 men.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm just, I'm just, I'm just using 50 as a. I'm just throwing a number out there with
Uh,
that. Okay.
okay.
Let's say if
hmm
you dated 20 men. Let's just say 20, and
Okay.
you had sexual relationship with all 20 of these men with no condom.
Mm.
With no condom. Does that go against your body count.
Absolutely.
Okay, now let me ask you this. I heard this woman say that she dated several men. I think it was like 30 or 40 several men, 30 or 40 men.
Hmm.
And, but they all used condoms. But she said that didn't go against her body count.
It's still a body that you slept with.
But I guess she figuring her using a condom justifies the body count.
It's still on still skin on skin contact, because if it wasn't a body count, then just go get a vibrator or something then, and that's not a body, right?
Right, right. And
Okay.
I didn't understand where she was coming from when she said that, because she said, by her using a condom, that shouldn't count or it doesn't count. She didn't say it shouldn't count. She said it doesn't count. So the person that was actually doing the interview, he said, "Okay, well, you have a boyfriend, right?" She said, "Yeah." He said, "So if your boyfriend go out and have sex with 20 or 30 women, but
Right.
he use a condom, is that considered cheating, or does that go against his body count?" Her
Right.
reply,
What she had to say.
her reply was, she hesitated and stated, "Well, no, see, guys don't know how to do that.
See,
Double standard or not."
double standard, double
Absolutely,
standard.
100%.
And I'm glad he asked that, because her answer should have been no if it applied to her.
But
My
see
whole
that,
thing is, if it
go ahead.
applies to you, then it should apply to him as well.
Right, right. And see that the reason I brought that up is because this kind of goes back to the topic that we had last week, when people were stating
Hmm.
that the men and women need a man, need a woman, need a man. It's that sort of thing. It's like a double standard. Because on that particular topic last week, um,
Hmm.
people was all in the inbox on our YouTube channel stating that what they seen, well, they was coming. The way they was wording it was like we was ignorant. What the statement that was made was an ignorant statement. But if you recall, we both stated we haven't seen it,
Right.
right? But
Hmm.
this one person, I think he said I think she said that she was in like Utah or somewhere. Okay, well, that's Utah. It
Right.
might be in Utah, but it's not here where we're located. We haven't seen that, and I made that perfectly clear.
What was they saying? We haven't seen what?
No, no. They were stating that they saw what we say we didn't see. They say they saw that. Remember how we
Oh,
stated
okay.
that we never seen a tow truck driver or a AAA woman driver in the last
Yes,
week's
I,
show?
I haven't seen that.
Right, I
Right.
have not either. But they were coming in the comment as if it was gender bias, or we living under a rock, because she stated she stayed in, I think she stayed in Utah, and it's there in Utah. How about that's Utah? I
And
don't
that's
live in Utah.
and that's fine. Right.
Right,
And I've
right.
I've had to use roadside assistance, and every time a man have came.
Right, and that's the
So
only.
I haven't seen, right. I haven't seen or experienced that. So it's
You know,
not ignorant because I haven't, just because it didn't happen to me, that's just not my experience.
right, and that's the only angle that I was trying to
Right.
relay, because just because you saw it where you're located, we haven't seen that here. It's just
Right.
has not been here. And like I say, and if
Right.
it is here in the city of Chicago, then I have not seen it. I have not experienced. I have not ran across that as of yet. So
Right.
like I say, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I'm okay with that. Let's
Right.
keep it long. Let's keep it respectful, and let's keep it grown. That's my only take on it.
Right. And being grown means you can have a difference of opinion without being disrespectful.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. 100%. All right, another viral moment. Donald Trump. Have you seen the gym shoes Donald Trump
I
just released?
saw them flag gym shoes.
Oh my goodness! And I heard a news report. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was stating that this was like a play on the black community. He was stating that
Hmm.
the black community is going to support that because the black community, that's all we want to wear
Love
is gym
sneakers.
shoes. Wearing
Yes,
sneakers, as they call them, sneakers. So he
I
figuring
heard it.
that that's how he can gain the black community's vote by releasing these gym shoes. First of all, they look trash. All
They
right.
do.
Um, I mean, who gonna walk around with a gold shoe with a flag on the side of it? I mean,
Right.
I'm pretty sure some people will. I'm pretty sure some
They
people gonna
will.
support that. For the gym shoe lovers, sneaker lovers, I'm pretty sure they probably will support it. But me, you couldn't give me a pair for free. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
support that at all. Not at all. What's your take on that?
I just think that was a false and biased statement that he made because we could look at who's in office now and what has been set in place for us. And then remember before Trump was talking about putting the wall up. Maybe if the wall was up, we wouldn't have some of the issues we have now.
Unbelievable. But one thing, and I'm kind of glad you brought it up. I always wanted to say something about this. Now I'm not two things that I really don't like to indulge in, which is one is religion, and the other is politics. Those are
Hmm.
two subjects I try to stay away from because people
Right.
take religion and politics extremely serious,
They do.
extremely serious. So I try to stay away from
They
those
do.
topics. But when you said put the wall up and referring to the immigrants, this is what I got to say
Right.
about that. All the immigrants that are here in Illinois, in the Chicagoland area, it's funny to me how the government is catering to all these immigrants. If
Yes.
you know, if you're gonna bring immigrants here, which I have no problem with, if you're gonna
I
bring
don't
them
either.
here, you should already have had a plan. A plan should
Right.
have already been put in place if you knew this was about to happen. So now you got
Right.
people living on the streets everywhere, in front of police
Right.
stations. I mean, just everywhere. But you're looking for housing for immigrants, where when we have homeless veterans that's been homeless for years on the street,
That's what I was gonna say. How can you help someone outside of the house, speaking America or
right?
wherever, when you have issues in the house that are not fixed?
Absolutely. So why doesn't the homeless people that's already here,
Get
why
first
wasn't they
priority.
right? Why wasn't they provided with these same heated tents and uh, shelter like you're trying to do the immigrants? What makes them different
Right.
from the problem that already exists here in America?
Right.
What makes it any difference? So,
I don't have the answer for that, but I would love to know.
yeah, I mean, we have to do better as a people. We have to do better as a people
Right.
because I don't. To me, I really don't think that's fair. Um,
It's not.
I have no problem with them coming here and them trying to find housing for them. But if you're gonna take them off the street, take everybody off the street. Put
Absolutely.
make it a situation to where everybody benefits from this, not just the ones that's the immigrants, even the homeless people that have been on the street for years. Why haven't the government provided them heated tents?
Right.
I don't understand that. A lot of that's why I
Right.
say a lot of this stuff I try not to touch on because
Mhm.
people take religion and politics very serious. And like I say,
They do.
I've been thinking about this and thinking about it and thinking about it, and just trying to figure out the answers to it. And it's just not coming to me. The answers are not coming to me, and it seemed like no one is even trying to get the answers, and
Right.
no one is even. I have not even seen this question brought forth.
Mhm.
So, but that's politics. That's politics for you.
Right.
That's politics for you. What's next on the agenda? What you got?
Does social media ruin relationships? And this don't have to be. It could be any relationship, platonic. Not just companionship.
Um, do social media ruin relationships? I would have to say I'm on the fence with that one. I would have to say yes and no because
Me too.
I've seen some social media ruin relationships. I've seen it play out on social media, and I've seen
Right.
some relationships survive it. So I'm
Right.
kind of it's 50-50 with me on that one. I haven't had any bad experiences with relationships, personal or platonic. So I can't.
Right.
I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50. What's your take?
Right. I'm 50-50 too, with what you said, but then even more, it's like, okay, you got some friends. It's like your friends will say, or get mad or angry because you didn't post happy birthday and put them all down the timeline. But you talked to them in person, you took them out, something, you did all this other stuff. But if you don't post it on social media, it's like it's not real, or you didn't show them that love.
Well, people take. I think people take social media serious. You know, um,
They do.
and it's really not that serious. It's really not that serious. Why would you get mad because you didn't post something on your page about
Right.
someone else special day or birthday? If even if you went to their page and said, excuse me, even if you went to their page and made a comment on their status, happy birthday, that's not enough.
Right. No, but that's what I'm saying. If you didn't post at all, but you actually did something in the real world that wasn't on social media. You see what I'm saying? It's like, why are you bent up out of shape because I didn't post you on social media? I came to see you in real life.
This social media area, I mean, I really don't know what to say about it. I mean, you have to. I
I,
think you
I
have to
feel like
be.
it's just got people.
Say it again. I'm sorry, I
I
didn't hear
feel
you.
like it's got people. I feel it's just got people too sensitive about everything.
Right. Yeah, social media do that for you. Social media is definitely for the strong, not for the weak. I'm gonna say that. And, you
Right.
have to be strong dealing with social media because all the hate comments that you'll receive and all
Right.
the backlash that you're gonna receive, and so
Right.
if you're not mentally strong, this social media
Right.
definitely not for you. It's not for you.
Absolutely.
And like
Because
I
to
say,
expand on that,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
they would go, and tell these celebrities happy birthday,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh
then
yeah.
don't
Oh
tell
yeah.
their friends on the flip side of it. Like
Oh
you
yeah.
don't even know these people at all.
At all. And do you think that celebrity that you just made that stat for or that post for, you think they're gonna acknowledge that? You think they're gonna say thank you?
Absolutely not.
No, they're not. They're
No.
not. Only it's only two. I have quite a few um, celebrity friends
Hmm.
um, that I know personally and that know me personally. But outside of that, try telling Beyonce happy birthday
Right.
on her. I'm talking to the Beehive now. let's see if she respond. You know,
Mhm.
but their friend, they not gonna go all out like they do these celebrities. That's
Right.
how they do. That's how they act. They feel that
Right.
they feel that they know this particular celebrity, and the reaction is not definitely not gonna be the same. That's for sure.
That's what I be saying. People be delusional in their heads, and they become the judge and jury of what's right and what's wrong. And that's why I was
Right.
like, if we're supposed to be grown and we're adults, at least the respect is supposed to be there first, whether we agree or disagree.
You're right about that. You're absolutely right. But but everybody don't think that way. Everybody don't think along those lines. A lot of people think self first.
You're right.
A lot of
And
people
that's
think
why you
self.
have to protect your peace.
Yeah. Or bring your peace.
Both, I'll take both of them.
Right.
Give me
Absolutely.
both of them.
uh, hey, nah, but
Peace
check
be
this out.
still. Hmm.
uh, let's okay. I got something. Movie. You saw
Okay.
Tyler Perry new movie?
I did. I did.
Oh my! What you? Okay, let me ask you this. On a scale of, let's grade that movie.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to
Hmm.
10, what do you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 7
Really? Why 7?
because I feel like it was two movies in one. I
Explain
felt
that.
like the chemistry between Kelly and Zaire,
Uh huh.
well, Mia and Zaire in the movie was great.
Right.
And then when you jump down to the part where she started putting everything together with the family, it just seemed like you was watching Get Out all over again. It just seemed like it took a twist. I was like, now what this got to do? It was like you was watching two movies in one.
Okay, now I'm gonna
Because you
give you
get
my
the
grade on
sexual,
it.
erotic.
Right. That scene was
Okay.
really dope. That was a really dope scene. I like
Hmm.
that scene. Now, uh, my take on it. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna tell you the
Okay.
reason why. I
But I did
really,
like it, so
I love that movie. The movie was superb
yeah.
to me. I like.
Hmm.
See, when I look at the movie like that, the average person looking at it just as a movie. Now, me
Right.
being a photographer and a videographer, I'm looking at different aspects. I'm looking at
Right.
lighting, color grading, scene. I'm looking at all that. I'm not just looking at the movie. I'm grading the movie as we go. And everything
Right.
was on Tyler Perry. That
It
movie,
was. It was.
right? Everything was on point to me in that movie, and I loved it. Even though
Hmm.
in that movie, I think it was like two or three scenes I predicted what was about to happen before it happened
Okay.
because that's how I
Hmm.
analyze things. When I watch movies, I analyze the movie. I try to my brain be working so fast. I try to figure the movie out before it actually get there.
Right.
And I was able to do that,
Hmm.
and that's what made me give it a 10 because it had my attention. My
Right.
attention span, they had me. I was stuck. And that's why I
Hmm.
give it a 10. And I think he did a really great job with that movie. I mean, I just liked everything about it. Kelly Rowland,
Yeah.
I definitely give her a 10 because I didn't even know she can act like that. You know, she did a fabulous
Yeah.
job with that movie.
She did.
Right. So,
But I
Tyler
was just
Perry.
like, it was just like, like even when her partner, the PI,
Uh
when
huh.
he was out of town, it was like, how was she finding out all the information and you wasn't? But all the information you was bringing back to her was about her personal life. That had her making decisions that probably wasn't the best.
Right.
So I think he was interested in her,
I was just about to say, I
and
think
that
me personally,
sidetracked him, and that sidetracked him from doing his job well.
right?
Cause how
And I
she
was
go
about to
right
say
out
that.
there on a trip to clear her head, and then she run into the lady? You been out of town for a few days or however long you was there, and you ain't came up with no information.
And that was one of the things I predicted when I seen her go out of town.
hmm
I said to myself, I said, why she run into that lady? Something told me that
hmm
that lady was there, and I
Yeah.
had a feeling that was about to happen. So
Right.
when it happened, I'm like, yeah, I knew it. I knew that was coming. I knew that was about to come. So,
So what did you? Let me ask you this:
mhm,
what did you think about the ending? Because remember when he was saying, "Promise, promise me we'll meet up."
right.
Like after everything was over with.
I thought me, I thought she was going to actually meet him because that
Me
her,
too.
now that her husband, I think I would presume him to be dead.
Right.
I presumed him to be dead, so I thought she was going to actually meet up with him. But then when I guess that
Right.
text message she got at the end that said thank you or something that said to that effect, and then she threw the phone in the
Right.
garbage. I said, well, no, she not finna meet up with him. Man. She done with that. That was.
Yeah. I
Go
thought
ahead.
she was gonna meet up with him too, but when she threw that phone away, I guess she was like, to hell with everything, because this whole situation just had me trippy from him to my husband and the family. Like, who do you believe? Because I think it made things clear for her as far as her judgment when she went back to see all them ladies on the wall. Like she didn't feel special anymore.
Right, right. And the mama was she was something else, wasn't she?
She was vicious.
Oh,
She was vicious.
I probably would have been one upside her head. She
And
was
and that's the thing too. Like with in-laws, how much do you take? Because she was very disrespectful.
right,
I might not have disrespected her. I probably would have gave her a piece of my mind, but I probably would have got up out of there. Like I wouldn't be able to sit in that setting with an in-law talking to me and treating me like that,
but
or for anybody.
that's the husband's fault. But he seemed to be
Right.
a mama's boy, but that's still the husband's fault because
Yes,
the husband should have checked anybody that was being disrespectful to his wife.
he
You
did,
know,
but he had his own insecurities, so he feel like he didn't have a voice. He was already shrunk.
yeah. I mean, what you expect? No job, and laying up
Right.
for 3, 4, 5 months, no job, and then she trying to
Right.
flip all the bills, but he's constantly
Right.
lying to his people, making them think that he's still working and that he's doing everything. And they looking at her like she's not doing
Right.
anything, and it's vice versa.
hmm
Yeah, that's.
And
But
she did. She held her tongue on a lot of stuff where she
right,
could have exposed early on.
right. But like I said, I give it. I definitely give it a. I give it a 10. I really like that movie. I really
I liked it too. I'm gonna go back and watch it again.
did. Oh, it was that good. You
I
take a
just
second
felt
liking on
like
that.
I just felt like the family. It was like it went from being an erotic cat and mouse game between them to this delusional family.
Right.
But I mean, that's the plot twist that was in it. So
What you got? What else you got for us today?
it goes perfectly with it. Do you set boundaries for friends and family?
Perfect topic then. Well, I think we just pretty much covered that, huh?
Yes,
Well,
we did.
so but like I say, in laws, you you have to be respectful. You have to be respectful, and she was like I say, she was very respectful. She didn't snap off. Especially her being a black
Right,
woman, she didn't snap off.
right,
She kind of she held her tongue and held her tongue and didn't say much. But like I say, it
right,
has to be the man's job to step in because not a woman looking at. I really believe a black woman. If that situation was reversed in real life, if that was a real life situation,
right.
I don't think it'd play out that way. It won't play out that way.
I don't,
You
but
know,
even still, like I've never disrespected someone's parent, that I was with, but I was just like, even if they're like, even though you have to be respectful, you don't have to tolerate disrespect either. Because
absolutely
I'm like, to me, you do yourself a disservice if you have to just sit there and be subjected to all that. Because
right.
at some point, it's gonna start bothering you in some type of way.
Well, you know that actually, like I said, that makes the woman look at you side eye as a man because you're not saying nothing.
Right,
You're not speaking up. You have nothing to say. It's as
right,
if you don't even have her back, and that's
right,
not cool either. You know, so
right.
and that's probably why she was feeling the way she was feeling because he was
It
like
made the temptation
being less of a
easier.
man. Huh? Say it
Right.
again.
It made the temptation easier. It made
Right.
the temptation easier.
Absolutely. So you know we have to do better. I just made a
Right.
post about that yesterday as men.
Hmm.
You know, we have to do better as men as far as protecting your queen, your woman. You know, but these guys today, they don't.
Oh,
It seems as if we're not.
I.
Go ahead, go ahead. I'm gonna let you say what you say.
It was just. I guess it's just another topic that popped up in my mind. But I would talk to some of my guy friends about this, and just people that I know in general.
Hmm.
Like it to me, it seemed like the black woman is on the lowest on the totem pole for protection. Like
Yes,
we
yes,
always get told, you have to be strong, and we tired of being strong. Like,
right,
why no one protect us when we go out? We're harassed, with different stores and gas stations we go to, or but or if we want to be a stay at home mom or something like that, we're lazy.
right,
But every other culture with the women or whatever, they can be provided for and stuff like that, but not the black woman.
right. And speaking on that, like I said, I made a post, I made a video, I think yesterday, day before yesterday, and it kind of go hand in hand on what we're talking about. I'm gonna read
Hmm.
to you what I wrote, and then I'm gonna tell
Okay.
you what a guy had the nerve to tell me.
Okay.
This is what I wrote. This is what the video stated. It says real strength isn't just in muscles; it's in the ability to uplift. Embrace the power of providing not just materially, but emotionally and
Right.
mentally. Be the anchor in her storm, the unwavering support in her dreams. A real man doesn't measure worth in possessions, but in job, in the joy and security of bringing to his woman. Step into a role as a provider, not just with your wallet, but with your heart. That's the mark of a real partner, a real man. A guy told me that was some bullshit.
That's because he don't do that.
So my thing is, if what I just stated was some bullshit, how the hell are you treating your woman?
Exactly. That's what I said.
And you can go to the YouTube channel. You can go to the YouTube channel and check out what every woman had to say about that post that I made. One guy
Okay.
said it was some bullshit. So when he said that, I'm like, how
Hmm.
could that possibly? How is that bullshit? You don't treat your woman with respect. You don't. You're not the
Right.
anchor to her store. You know,
Right.
I don't get that. How are you not supportive of her like this? So
And then
that's the
this is my
problem,
whole thing with that. Like, I don't chase men. I'm not the chaser.
right?
So you have all these men, or it could just be particular ones that's out to pursue you. And I'll be fine on my own. And I'm not a woman to say I don't need a man, but I have things that I want to accomplish, and I know it's going to take more of my time.
Right.
So I'm okay with being single right now. But I'm just like, so for these men that say there's some bullshit, it's like, why do you pursue the woman then? What do you want? But then you're not really ready to be that man that you need to be.
I agree. But if you're not willing to take these necessary
You see what I'm
steps,
saying?
yeah, you're not ready to take those steps, then that's that's not what you need. It's not what you want. You look for something. You're looking for something a totally different
Right.
way. Something totally
And
different.
that's why women be saying, I be fine on my own, just leave me alone. Now you do have some women that say, oh, I don't need a man for nothing, but it's other women that just say, I'm fine right now. Like I don't need you coming into my life, messing everything up or starting, or being a distraction or taking away my peace. Like I'm fine with the order of things of how I got it flowing and going. And when I feel like that I meet the right person, you know, then I'll be open and receptive to seeing what's going on.
Right. Right. But that's today's generation. Today's generation. I think today's generation is just too soft. I think they're too soft.
Right.
I mean,
They are.
certain things you can and can't say, but we supposed to be
Right.
living in a world of freedom of speech. So
Right.
now freedom of speech that doesn't kick in. You know,
Right.
come on now, make this make sense. It's not making any sense. You know,
Right.
it, these guys are just. I mean, I don't just say guys, but just say the generation. The generation is just too soft, entirely too soft. Because, like I say, they got the cancel culture. You say something with some
Right.
facts, and you know it's a fact, but they still want to cancel you because
Right.
they got this cancel culture. Come on now,
Yeah,
make this make
because
sense.
they don't want the truth to be spoken. I mean, we can look at a lot of stuff that come out, or a lot of things that's been said over the years, and if there's concrete evidence to support that, now it's like they still don't halfway want to believe it. People
Right.
want to live in a delusion that they're living in and don't want to accept any accountability. That's why they don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah, yeah. Just for an example, with the pronouns, you know what I'm talking about with the pronouns, right?
Right.
Come on now,
Yes.
it is what it is. You are what you are.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
I'm not. You if you're a man, you're a man. And I'm gonna address you as such.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and if you're a woman, you're a woman, and I'm gonna address you as such. It's just
Right.
the generation that we live in today is wow. It's wow.
It
And it's
is.
in the government and everybody else is making it seem to be for it to be okay.
Okay.
Don't get it. Don't get it. Question
Well,
for you.
when my daughters,
Hmm.
uh, okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, like, my daughters are older, you know what I'm saying? And I would still go to the bathroom or stand by the door. It's like, because if you feel that strongly about it, then why not just create a bathroom for all of them, they, who,
Right.
he, she,
Right.
or whatever pronoun they want to use?
Right.
Because this says woman.
I absolutely agree with
And
you.
if you want to be addressed by they, then they need a bathroom for they.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It was just for an example. It was just like that one particular swimmer. I don't know if you ever heard about this, but it was a male swimmer that was being dominated in the male swimming. Okay,
I saw it. I saw it.
right now he want to be a she and start
Right.
swimming with the women, and now he's dominant, and they allowed it up to a certain point before they end up, abolishing that. But you know, you have to make this make sense now.
And
It
that's
doesn't make
crazy
sense.
because, of course, he's stronger.
Yes,
For one, he's a man.
you're still a man. You're still a man. You're still a man.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's why I say today's generation. I really don't know. I can't really say, and I'm not gonna try to
To
say. I'm not
me,
gonna try to even figure. I'm not gonna even try to figure it out.
to me, it just makes sense when it's something they want to do. Whoever it is, the
Right.
government, the generation, like whoever it is. It makes sense when it's something that they want to do. But if it's something that uh you know puts them in a hot seat, or it doesn't work in their favor, oh, then they not against it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't want it then.
But you know, me personally, I think that's all a ploy for votes and being able to stay in office, putting themselves in a position to stay in office. I think that's what that is.
Right.
I really believe that's just a ploy, a marketing strategy,
Yeah.
and they're using that into their advantage because when they do that,
Right.
and that group of people see this, now
Mhm.
they're that group of people gonna be on this particular people's side because they made some
Right.
changes for them that benefit them. So there you have it. It's
Absolutely.
all a marketing strategy. That's all it is.
Right.
Speaking of that, speaking of that, as a woman today in 2024, is there any job
Mhm.
that you would not take as a woman today in 2024?
Physical labor.
And like I said, and the
And
reason
I've
I
tried them. I've tried some.
right, and the reason I asked that is
I'm not a
because
man.
and that's the reason I asked that is because some of the comments that was made from our last week's show. So I said, okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask it a different way then, and I
Right.
presented, if, for the couple people, for the people that's watching, for the people that's tuned in, or is there a job today in 2024 as a woman that you would not take? Please comment and let us know. Excuse me. I want to see your take on this. Excuse me, because
I would
I'm
like to see it too.
right. Cause I just had to ask this question, but I'm asking it in a different way today because I just want to see something. I want to make some sort of comparison. That way, that way, this one particular individual will be able to see exactly what I'm referring to when I say this. You know, what else you got?
Um, I have, like, when someone passes away, should all grieving processes be respected? And I say that because, say for instance, you lose someone and you decide you want to have a party for them every year. Just celebrate them in every year, whatever way you want to.
Right,
And I, on the other hand, I have lost my grandmother who raised me, my mom, and two brothers. I don't visit grave sites. I don't do balloon releases. I don't throw parties. My family do, and I went to one, but I'm like, that's not really my thing.
right,
I love them while they're here. I call people while they're here. I check on them while they're here. I do kind gestures for them while they're here.
right.
What's the purpose of saying let them rest in peace if you're doing all of this stuff? You're trying to spend all of this money to celebrate their life and they're not here anymore.
Right. I agree.
Do you feel empty about something that you didn't do, so now you feel like you got to celebrate them
But it's too
and
late now. It's
do
too late at that point. That's why I stay. That's why I always stay. And if you notice on the Roy Divas Mag Live podcast that we host, you notice that's why I say we should give your flowers now. You
right?
know, give the flowers now. Don't wait until the last moment to now you want to do all these particular things in that particular individual not here. No, it don't work that way. And like you say,
Because I was
I
talking to a friend. Oh, go ahead.
no go. I'm sorry. I'll pick up.
I was I was talking to a friend, and they were saying, like, so if you don't come to any of these things, you don't love them. I'm like, how is that true?
Right.
Because I can remember times when I have did things and I was there when nobody else was there. So how do
Yeah.
you cut off all the time? How do you cut off all the time I love them when they were alive, but now I don't want to participate in these things because they're not here no more. Now you saying I never loved them. Like,
But
make that make
everybody.
sense for me.
Yeah. Everybody love in a different way though. Everybody show love in a
Exactly.
different way. You know, and
And
you're
that's what I
right.
said.
your privacy at that particular time should be respected. You know, because
Right.
it there's no time limit or no timetable on your grieving period.
It's
Right?
not.
Because if a loved one passes tomorrow, you're gonna go through it, and then that next year, on that particular date, you're gonna go through it again
Exactly.
because it's still gonna hurt. You still it may take you 7 to 8 months to try to get back to your normal self, but that
Right.
12-month mark, that 1 year mark, guess what happens? It starts all over again, and
You never get back to yourself. So
right, you're
this is what
never
I'm
gonna.
saying. So
That's where I'm going. You
I feel
never
like
get there.
this. I feel like when you have a mother and she has more than one child, you have siblings, basically you're all coming from that same heartbeat, correct?
Absolutely.
Because you're formed inside of her.
Right.
So if I just said I lost my grandmother who raised me, I lost my mom who had me and raised me, and I lost two of my siblings. Half of my family is gone. I only have one sister and one brother left.
Right.
That's more than half of my immediate family gone.
Right.
So
Right.
when we had a funeral and burial, that was like the hardest thing ever to see them being lowered into their ground and to see people falling out and acting all crazy or whatever. And that was my stance on it. You're reliving that every time you go back there, but that just could be my point of view on it. But that's how I feel, and I'm like the people that know me personally know that. So if I've never went to a gravesite for my mom other than when we had the funeral, how are you upset because I'm not doing it for your child or for your loved one or whoever that may be? These people are near and dear to my heart, and I don't celebrate them in that way. I
Right.
still do celebrate them, but just not in the ways that you do.
Right. I mean, I can't do nothing but respect that. I can't do nothing but respect that because we all been there. We all been there.
Because to me, it's saying, so if you decide you want to throw a party and don't nothing but five people show up, and you thinking you finna have this room packed out, now you saying they didn't love him. So really, are you doing it for people and for the show, or are you doing it for the memory of your loved one that was lost? I
Right.
said you're doing it for the people and for the show.
Right.
Because how does that make you mad if you did it in honor for the person? It don't matter if one person there. You did this in honor of them, not for people, right?
Right. Right. And was that same drive and ambition there when that individual was here?
Exactly. And that's what I say.
But
But I'm like, this is not something that I decided I didn't want to do when I was, losing people and grieving and stuff like that. Because I sung at 30 funerals over the pandemic. And I didn't know any of these people. It was a job for me. But I
right.
still had to go in with a certain mindset, and those rooms can become very dark when you walk in there and you're attending a service. Sometimes it's a homegoing and it's a little more on the light side, and you're able to laugh at certain things from memories that people have. And
Right.
sometimes you can go in there and the energy is really heavy. So you still have to try to provide, well, I'll say me as an entertainer and a vocalist, compassion through the gift that I have, which is singing.
Right. Yeah.
But
I mean,
it just
it's a
goes back
tough
to, like you
spot.
said, it is. But like
Yeah.
I said, people still deal with it in different ways that they deal with it.
Right.
So you can't beat someone up and say they don't love a person because they're not choosing to celebrate that. That might be hard for them.
Right. Absolutely. And some people don't
So,
don't get over it. Some people never get over that. It
exactly.
just it's time. They say
Right.
time heal all wounds. But that particular wound can be easily reopened, easily.
Do, I used to talk to my mom every day, at least 6 times a day.
Okay.
So I can't call my mom no more for her birthday, my birthday, every day, 6 times a day. or for anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I tell some of my friends, like, you still have your mom here. You still can do this. You still can do that. And sometimes we take situations for granted, or we be, having disagreements, with loved ones. But then when they gone, those be the main people falling out over it, falling out.
That's why I say, we have to make peace with one another. We have to do better as a people. We have to do better
Right.
as a people. All that
Right.
disagreeing with your family, your father, your mother, you guys better make peace.
Right.
Because tomorrow
Right.
not promised to no one. Tomorrow is
It's
not
not.
promised to nobody. Nobody.
It's
So,
not.
make peace before it's too late. You know, don't be afraid to tell nobody that you love them. You know what I'm saying? Because you might never get a chance to utter those words again. So
Absolutely.
we have to do better as a people. We have to.
And it was crazy because this year, uh, on my mom's birthday, which was January 27th,
Okay.
my neighbor, when I first moved where I live at, we were neighbors. And that was in 2003. So she became like a second mom to me. And then I got the news that she passed away. On my mom's birthday, I got the news. So that's why I be telling people, I'm like, y'all be worried about the wrong stuff. Check on the person and say, hey, how you doing? And stop trying to condemn people for not showing up for stuff or celebrating how you want to celebrate, because people going through their own things.
Absolutely. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but then it's after you done blew up and said all this stuff or whatever that created a wedge. Oh, I didn't know, because you didn't ask. You didn't call and say, hey, how you doing? Or, was you going to be able to make it or anything like that? You just took the situation and ran with it.
Well, let me ask you this.
Because I didn't do something.
No, no, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish your statement.
No, just saying, because you didn't give them a yes. Sometimes when you give people a no, you give your own self that yes, for peace, for time,
Right.
for growth, or just to be still for a minute.
Right. So let me ask you this: with all that you've been through within the
hmm
last year or two, how are you holding up mentally?
hmm Mentally, I'm okay. I'm in a good space because I understand death, and I understand that we transition. But I miss everybody that has passed on dearly still. And like I said, the what makes it so real is that um, you can't see them physically anymore or pick up the telephone.
Right.
But I still communicate, with my loved ones and people who lost through dreams and everything. And I've had this gift ever since I was a little girl. When I'm connected to people, even when other people pass on that they love, they come see me in a dream and give me messages to give them. So I've had to become obedient to that, and everybody don't get me as a person, and that's fine too. But like I said, I just made peace with everything, and I try to love on people while they're here. And I no one can really say that I've disrespected them in any way. I'm talking about like anybody on this earth.
Right.
I try to treat people how I want to be treated. And if that's not being served, then I just pretty much remove myself. So the only thing a person could say is, oh, we don't see her, or she don't come outside as much, or she distance herself. That's all they could say.
Yeah, and what's wrong with that?
And I'm just thankful. It's not, because for me, I'm like, I'm at a place where I have given so much of myself over the years. It's like I want to save some of me for me now.
Right.
I want to accomplish some things that I want to do.
Right.
And I'm holding myself accountable to that. I actually had sat down and wrote my younger self a 5-page letter, and I apologized to her for things that happened that were beyond my control. I told her that I was going to protect her and we were going to complete the things, as far as goals and stuff, and just being happy for me, and not study pouring out of my cup and then I don't have anything left for me. I told her that, and I told her we were going to, just, I told her I was going to protect her. So guess what? I can't let my own self down. I made some promises to myself.
Promise that you promises that you must keep. That's all.
Absolutely.
Promises that you must keep.
Because I would have people tell me, you're selfish, you're selfish. I have to be selfish because that means taking care of me. If every time you reach out to me, I'm giving you all the yeses, when do I have time for my yes? I don't have it. So now, yeah, I tell people no all the time, or I say I can't make it, or I'm not coming. And, however they feel about that, they just have to feel about that. Because
I
I've
got.
lost,
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, just saying, like, that's what I'm saying. I've lost most of my immediate family. So
Well,
if you're celebrating, I don't want to be a,
you got to applaud that. You got to applaud that.
yeah, yeah. I
Mighty
don't want to
damn
be a
fine.
Debbie Downer. This is how I am. If I need to take away time and space for me, and you're celebrating something or you're happy, I don't want to mess up your moment if you're being happy. So I'll say, I'm not in that mood right now. Just give me a little time.
Right.
Or I can't make it because I'm not feeling good. And to me, I feel like that should be respected. Because you have people that come sabotage your good moments, or they don't clap or cheer for you. No, I still could clap and repost your stuff or cheer from you from the sideline because I'm going through some grief right now or whatever I may be dealing with.
Right.
But that don't mean I don't care about you either. I'm just letting you have your moment without me messing that up.
Right. Like I say, there's nothing wrong with that. You have to make peace with yourself first.
Yeah,
You know, I
right.
get it. I get it. Okay. Well, that pretty much going to conclude today's show, and I appreciate everybody that's tuned in to today's show. And
Yes.
once again, if you guys have any topics that you would like to discuss with us, or would like for us to discuss, please, you can shoot us a message. You can shoot us an email, and we'll select the best topics to run with. And in the meantime, we ask that you guys, just continue to keep subscribing to the page, continue to keep hitting that
Yes.
like button, and hit that share button, because that helps us as a podcast. It helps the show grow, and it doesn't cost
It
you
does.
anything to show that support. Okay. So once again, we ask that you guys continue to subscribe, continue to like, and turn on that notification bell. That way, you guys will be notified anytime we post any new content. But as you already know, our show is a weekly show. We here every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So don't meet us there, beat us there. Deanna, you got anything you want to
Hey,
close out with?
hey. I just say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We hope we can dive into more topics, like he said, that you may want to share. And we could just start shedding light and just being honest, about anything that we may want to discuss or maybe feeling. So thank you. Thank you once again.
Well, there you have it. You heard it from my co-host, the lovely Miss Deanna, and I'm going to close out with this. I would like to say thank you to everyone that tuned in, and remember to stay blessed, stay tuned, and stay grown. And next week, I think we should have something very special coming up next week. I'll inform you of that. I'll inform you of that within a few days. But until then, I want to say, you guys, I'll see you um, next week. So until then, take care.
See you next